Welcome back to Crisco's Corner, unfiltered commentary, not your truth, the real truth. And as always, thank you for your support. Hi folks, welcome back. This is a Project Veritas video. It's from their YouTube channel. Another really amazing undercover video with a fairly high up senior engineer in Twitter. Now, for those of you who don't like the style of Project Veritas, nobody makes these people say the things they say. And of course, people are a little more open with their thoughts when they know no one else is listening, me included. I wouldn't want every single thing I've ever said to be on audio and video either. But that's the way investigative journalism goes, and that's the way it's been done for a long, long time until recently. Now, I'm going to play this with the sound off and make comments as we go along. You're going to see the dialogue there on the screen. This is a Project Veritas journalist. So do you think there's a difference between Twitter's definition of free speech and Elon's definition of free speech? It's interesting what he says. Twitter does not believe in free speech. Twice. What do your colleagues say? They hate it. Some of my colleagues are like super left. That's 5 lefts. That's pretty left. He's a capitalist, and we weren't really operating like capitalists, more like very socialist. And you're going to see these guys make between 100 and 150 grand a year. That's really good money. I don't care where you live. And it's fascinating. Whereas commie is F. I basically went to work like 4 hours a week last quarter. It's just how it works in our company. I like to make 150 grand a year, working 4 hours a week. I mean, you only spend 5 hours at lunch during a week. But in Twitter, it's like mental health is everything. Like if you're not feeling it, you can take a few days off. People have taken off months. And they still get paid. I know that two parties that can truly I don't know that two parties can truly coexist on one platform. Now there's a battle right now in the sale of Twitter with Elon Musk and his investors. Elon Musk wants to know what is the percent of bots, fake accounts that are on Twitter. And you can't get every single one, and he knows that and said so. But Twitter says it's less than 5%. And during a public Zoom call type meeting with a large audience, Elon Musk said, Twitter says 95% of the people that go on Twitter are real humans. If any of you had that experience, and the entire audience started laughing spontaneously because they know better. They know better. It's truly amazing to me. It really is. Let's continue. And that's an Elon post. That's a poll he put out before he bought Twitter. It's really amazing. And then, of course, you think there's a definition of Twitter's free speech and Elon's. And, of course, there is. Because Twitter doesn't have any. Yeah, they don't believe in free speech. What do you mean? He's a senior engineer from Twitter following Elon Musk purchasing Twitter. He seems concerned regarding Musk's Twitter and free speech. But he's not really a bad guy. He seems to more go along with the flow. He's been exposed to these people for a long, long time. Because Twitter wants to censor bullying and harassment, and the idea of free speech is that you can bully and harass people. Now, that's true. That's true. But the answer to that is more free speech, not less. If you want to be a total ass and start going after people, there's one way that's very easy. You just block them. And millions of others will as well. You go too far outside the lines, people just will stop listening to you. So what they do is people that supposedly, quote unquote, bully the left are banned. People that bully the right are brought up in the algorithm. And they call that free speech. It's really nuts. It's fascinating stuff. I give my credit up James O'Keefe. And Twitter does not believe in this value as a platform because it's not conductive to business. If you want to run a business, it's amazing, this kid. Like even Facebook and Instagram, they don't want people bullying and harassing. Well, who does? Like even YouTube. Straight up, any toxic behavior, they're like, nope, we can't have it. But toxic behavior on the left is tolerated and applauded. For example, if you bully a transgender, the right thinks it's okay, the left does not. But their definition of bullying is bullshit. If a conservative person says, I'm not going to recognize your pronouns and I refuse to use them out of principle, you're considered a bully and you're thrown off the site. That's not free speech. It's just amazing. And the tiny percent of people that are transgender makes this even more ironic. Ideologically, it does not make sense, like, because we're actually censoring the right and not the left. And he says so straight out. Straight out. Yeah. Give him a round of applause for that. At least he says so straight out. Let's continue. Everyone on the right will be like, bro, it's okay to say it, just don't. No, I'm not going to tolerate it. I need it censored or else I'm going to be on the platform. I'm not going to be on the platform. So it does that on the right. It's true. There is bias. It is what it is today. Goes on to say that employees at Twitter are commie as F and doesn't believe the left and right can be together. They're both losing followers because they're leaving on the right that couldn't denounce the platform. Like, hey, you know what? We're going to come back because Elon is coming back. But that's not really accurate, what's going on. They're basically Elon is a new Trump because they have a leader they feel more confident. I guess in a way that's true. Because how do people join platforms? They join because they want to look up to a leader who will protect them and give them safety. Well, that's not the reason why people join Twitter. He's been in that left bubble for so long. I think some of it just through osmosis has got into his brain. They want to be on Twitter to express their opinions and hopefully change hearts and minds or find other like-minded people. It's as simple as that. And I don't know what they blacked out there. They didn't feel safe in the platform at that point, but now they feel safer. Well, it's not they don't feel safe. They just get really, really pissed off when they get banned for saying absolutely nothing bad. That's why. It's not a matter of safety. It's a matter of aggravation. Well, we feel less safe. It's just like a spectrum. Like I feel it when... It's funny. I don't know. The two parties can truly coexist on what platform. That's true. And that's Elon going to explain. I'm not going to go through the whole thing there. Let's jump ahead a little. What do they say about Elon Biden? They hate it. Oh, my God. I'm at least like I'm okay with it. Okay, I'll give that kid that. but some of my colleagues are like super left, 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 left. It's, what do they say? They're like, will this be my last day if this happens? How much has changed since like Elon's coming in? A lot has changed. A lot has changed. Like we're stress eating a lot. We've always worried for our jobs. If you can work 4 hours a week for an entire quarter of a year and take off a month or two and still get paid just because you feel like it and you feel threatened, you've had it so good for so long and the gravy train is running out. Where are you going to find a job anywhere at $150,000 a year and work less than 20 hours a week? Good luck. It's they're stress eating because they got caught. They probably got caught up with. Our jobs are at stake. Yeah, he's a capitalist, and we were really operating like capitalists, more like very socialist. Yeah, it's exactly right. That's exactly right. Like I started working for Twitter and became left. I think it's just like the environment. Like you're there and you become like this commie. They call it California for some reason. And it's true. It is California. And the whole house of cards is collapsing. Elon makes some good points sometimes. I'm slowly starting to buy his side a little bit. Well, all right, I'll give the kid that. He goes on to say that Twitter employees did all they could to revolt against Elon buying Twitter. Like what? There's nothing you can do. You're not on the board of directors. You're not major stockholders. I mean, we did all we could to like revolt against it, allow the employees revolt against it. Like they're going to do, stop their feet, hold their breath. It's amazing. Well, we'll just protest and they'll back down. But he says at the end of the day, the board of directors have the say. And then they acted in their best interest because they don't want to get sued. Well, they didn't ask in their best interest. They in the best interest of the company and for themselves personally. I'm not going to lie. This kid knew exactly why. He knew exactly why. The board of directors. Because if they get sued, their families are at stake. They're always looking out for themselves at the end of the day. Well, weren't you working 4 hours a week for an entire quarter year? That wasn't looking out for yourself? I know retirees in their 70s, they don't have that kind of leisure time, let alone have a salary of $150,000, and on top of that, vacation time and platinum health insurance, I have no doubt. They don't look out for themselves and the company. And they looked out for themselves as they should because they have families and they made that choice that they had to make. Yeah, legally they had to say okay. They didn't have a choice. The board had to say yes. They literally couldn't make any other offer. So if they had denied the offer from Elon, shareholders would have filed a lawsuit against them. Exactly right. It's the shareholders that own the company, not the employees. And pleaded in their wealth personally. Yeah, they'll get sued. They'll go after their personal wealth as well as any assets of the company. That's exactly right. Like whatever the thought they had, so their quality of life decreases. It's not quality of life decreases. Seems to identify as a communist, but recognizes losing wealth decreases quality of life. Yeah, that's an interesting point. This is fascinating. I basically went to work like 4 hours a week last quarter, and it's just how it works in our company. It's amazing to me. Absolutely incredible they made any money at all. But I started putting in more hours because I want to get promoted. So I guess if you're looking out for yourself, that's okay. What's more hours? 20 a week? I feel like because of inflation, my buying power has like reduced a little bit. Here's this far left guy, not as far as his colleagues, but a far left guy is now feeling the bite of inflation caused by far left policies. And his buying power is being reduced. So he wants a better paying job to make up the difference. And I want to get promoted so that, like, he's going to say it, here it comes. They inflate your salary like they increase salary by a lot when you get promoted, which will make up for all the money losses and inflation. So let me just try it for right now. He claims that other employees prioritize mental health over running Twitter. This is Elon Musk tweet. Also, work ethic expectations would be extreme, but much less than I demand of myself. Fair point. Fair point. So how would you describe communism inside Twitter? And he smiles. It's just like the phrase, but essentially like everyone gets to do whatever they want. No one really cares about the operating expenses like capitalists do because somebody else is paying for it. What we'll do is we'll put a whole bunch, millions of bots in there to inflate the number of users on the site. So we charge advertisers more money. We take that money and we live a leisurely life, making really good money with great health benefits. Amazing to me. Amazing to me. They care about numbers or care about how to make the business more efficient. Well, capitalists do, yeah. And those numbers, by the way, pay your salary. But in Twitter, it's like mental health is everything. Like you're not feeling, you can take off a few days off. Just take them off. People have taken them off months. They will come back, and you always like you do your best at any time. I got to take it off from my store that I have for 22 years. And that's the culture, and we'll run the business as much as possible. Then at the same time, like the profits weren't a lot. They were enough to pay all you guys. They were enough to make it a multi-billion-dollar evaluation. It's amazing to me. They'll take the fruits of capitalism, but they won't do the work to generate money for capitalism. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely amazing. If you could fall into something like that, do it in a second. Do it in a second. And my understanding is Elon Musk saw this video on somebody posted, Veritas is banned from Twitter, oddly enough. People put this video on Twitter, and it got over 4 million views so far already in less than 2 days. And below it, Elon Musk posted, "Is this real?" Yes, Elon, it is real. It is real. This is what you're walking into. You're walking into a giant cluster. And that's what you're going to have to clean up. But even more importantly, make it the public square again, where all ideas, even crappy ones, are allowed to be said and heard. This is amazing. And James has been probably holding this video just for the right time. And as usual, he has perfect timing with him, meaning Elon Musk, going after the fake accounts and find out the real valuation of the company. So, like I said before, maybe it's mean-spirited, but for me, the progressives, especially in California and big tech, are like the roaches in the room. You don't see them in there until you turn the light on, and then you see them all scatter like crazy. But this time, there's nowhere to run, and no one is more happy than I am. The tide is finally turning. How long? I don't know, but at least it's starting. Congratulations, Elon. If you don't buy Twitter, their stock will plummet half of its value, and shareholders will lose billions and sue, and the whole company will implode. But the other scenario is you do buy Twitter, you clean it up and make it viable again. Either way, the rest of the social media tech sites will take note that they could be next. Well done, Elon. We're going to have to see how this works out. But he's playing 4D chess, and these guys are playing tic-tac-toe. It's as simple as that. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.